Hello, special little humans. It's Mimi and Bailey here to read you today's book. Now look how tiny it is. This one is called 10 Juicy Vegetables by Julie Radford. Now, are you ready? Are you cozy? Awesome. Let's get into it.
10 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. Along came a rabbit. That carrot looks fine. So it munched it all up, and then there were 9. 9 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. A caterpillar said, that cabbage looks great. So it nibbled, and then there were 8. 8 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. A fat worm said, that parsnip looks like heaven. So it burrowed and chewed, and then there were 7. 7 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. A bird saw the tomato, ripe to pick, so it picked and it pecked, and then there were 6. 6 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. A grasshopper, full of bounce and drive, ate all of the celery, and then there were 5. 5 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. Along came the slug, needing something to gnaw. So it gnawed the lettuce, and then there were 4. 4 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. Some hungry beetles out on a spree ate up the cauliflower, and then there were 3. 3 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. Some mice came along. That corn will just do. So they nibbled and gnawed, and then there were 2. 2 juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. A snail slid up. That pepper looks yum. So it crunched right through, and then there was 1. 1 juicy vegetable, all tender and sweet, was growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. A hungry grub that thought it was a hero gobbled up the radish, and then there was 0. No juicy vegetables, all tender and sweet, were growing and growing, nearly ready to eat. So the farmer decided to sow some more seed for all of his friends who he liked to feed.